Hey everyone, Mr. Geiselman here. We're going to kind of go through how to do our dimensional analysis work. This is going to be the key, and hopefully that will help you as we get going. So the first thing is I always have to have my calculator out while I'm doing these because we're going to need to be converting a lot, and that means I'm going to have to be using my calculator. So I have a calculator here on the screen, all right, that I'll be using. The first step in all of these is to figure out what conversions we're going to be using. So on the bottom of this page right here are a lot of conversions. There's also conversions on the bottom of the or on the very back page of your assignment. And if your conversions that you use aren't exactly what is on either one, because some of them, like for example, kilometers might be 6.1 or 1.6 or 1.16. It doesn't really matter. I'm okay with either as long as you come close. So in this first one, we're converting 3,500 miles to kilometers. We're starting with miles, and we are going to kilometers, and we know that 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers. All right, so I'm going to set my problem up. I'm starting with 3.5 miles. I want to cancel out miles and get to kilometers. So I'm going to put miles in the bottom, and I'm going to put 1.61 kilometers, which is the conversion factor up top. This allows me to cancel out miles. I'm left with kilometers, and that's the unit I want in the end anyways. So I can now just pop this into my calculator, 3.51 3.5 times 1.61 gives us an answer of 5.6. And our answer are in not in miles, but in kilometers. The next one down, we are converting 250 meters to kilometers, right? We're given meters. We want to go to kilometers, and we know that there are 1,000 meters in each kilometer. So our conversion factor for this one is really easy, right? How to set this one up. We start with what we're given, 5,200 meters, right? And we know that there's 1,000 meters in each kilometer. Cancel out the units, all right, because we're dividing by meters by meters, so they cancel out. We're left with kilometers, which is what we want in the end. And if you take 5,200 divided by 1,000, you get 5.2. And our new units are kilometers. Moving down, 57 liters to gallons, right? So we're given liters, we want gallons. It's important that when we do gallons, we use GAL because G just stands for grams. So our conversion factor is 1 gallon equals 3.79 liters. So we start with what we're given, 57 liters, right? I don't know why I put the I there. I shouldn't. All right, we throw in that conversion factor. We want liters to cancel. So we're going to put 3.79 liters in the bottom, 1 gallon up top. Our liters cancel. We're left with gallons, which is what we want at the end. And now we can plug this into a calculator. We want to plug in 57 divided by 3.79. We get an answer of 15.04. And that will be in gallons. Next one, convert 23 days into hours. We start with days. We're going to hours. The conversion factor, 1 day equals 24 hours. Hopefully you guys knew that already without having to look that up. So set this one up, 23 days. That's what we're starting with. We want to cancel out days to get to hours, so I'm going to put 1 day in the bottom so we can cancel out that unit, and 24 hours up top. We're able to cancel out those units because we're dividing by the day, and we're left with hours, which is the unit we want in the end. And then all you have to do is take the two numbers, 23 times 24, and you get an answer of 552 hours. Going on, we are converting grams to kilograms. This one's pretty easy because we're given grams. We want to get to kilograms, and we know that there's 1,000 grams in each kilogram. Sorry, not kilometer, kilogram. So that's pretty simple. We start with 620 grams. We put the 1,000 grams in the bottom because that's the conversion factor. We want to be able to cancel out grams, so we have to have grams in the bottom. We have 1 kilogram up top. We can now cancel those out when we get 620 divided by 1,000. And we get 0.62. 0.62 kilograms. Next, we go to 4,390 centimeters to meters. It's another nice and easy one because we're given centimeters and we want meters, and we know that there are 100 centimeters in each 1 meter. So we start with our starting unit of 4,390 centimeters, right? We know that there's 100 centimeters in each meter. So we set up that conversion factor. We cancel out the units that we can, and we get 4,390 divided by 100, and our answer is equal to 43.9, and our unit right here, meters. Hopefully so far that's been pretty easy. All right, and now we're moving on to some harder ones. So the next one then is converting two-step equations, or two-step conversions, where we're going to have to go from more than one conversion factor. So we're going to need at least 2 for these. So the first one is how many meters are in 37 miles? We're given miles. We want meters. Well, I don't know miles to meters, but I do know miles. 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers. And I do know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, which gets me to what I want in the end. So I can use those 2 conversion factors to get to meters at the very end. So I'll set this one up. It's going to be longer, but I'm going to start with my 37 miles. All right, and I know that 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. I can now cancel miles. I'm left with kilometers, but that's not what I want in the end. So I'm going to do one more conversion. So I'm going to do 1 kilometer and 1,000 meters. Meters are what I want here at the end, so I'm good. I can cancel out the kilometers, and now I have all the numbers I need together. So I'm going to take the quantity of 37 times 1.61 times 1,000, and I'm going to divide it by 1. And I get an answer of 59,570. 59,570. And this answer is now in meters. Our next one, how many minutes are in 6 days? We are given days. And we want minutes. Well, I don't know minutes to days, but I do know 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So I can set up my equation this way. So I start with 6 days. 1 day in the bottom is equal to 24 hours. I know that days cancel, but hours isn't what I want at the end, so I got to keep going. Then I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. My hours now cancel, and I'm left with minutes, which is the one I want in the end anyways. So once this unit right here matches the unit wanted at the beginning, we can stop and we can start multiplying. So 6 times 24 times 60 is going to equal 8,640. We're going to divide that by 1 because that's what we got on the bottom. We get an answer of 8,640, and that is in minutes. Our next one, how many meters are in 1750 inches? So we're given inches, we want meters. Well, I don't know inches to meters, but I do know that there are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch, and I know there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So now I can set up that conversion. I start with what I began with, 1750, and that's in inches. And I know that 1 inch, right, is equal to 2.54 centimeters. I can cancel out my inches, and I'm left with centimeters, which isn't what I want, but it gets me there, right? So now I can go 100 centimeters, and I can put 1 meter up top because that's where I want to be in the end. My centimeters cancel. I'm left with meters, which is what I want in the beginning, so I can be done and I can start multiplying. So I can take 17,500 or 1,750 times 2.54 times 1 equals 4,445, and then I have to divide that by 1 times 100, which is 100, and I get an answer of 44.45 meters. All right, next one. How many grams are in 155 pounds? Well, I know that there are, or I'm given pounds, LB, right, is the symbol for pounds, and I want to get to grams. Well, I don't have pounds to grams, but I do have 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds, right? You can also use the 4.54 number that's on your worksheet if you'd like to use that number for kilograms to 1 pound. But I also know that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So I can start with what I began with, 155 pounds. I'm going to divide that by 2.2 pounds, so our units cancel, and I'm going to put 1 kilogram up top. Then I know, let me cancel, and I'm left with kilograms, which isn't what I wanted, but I can get to what I want at the end using that kilogram. So 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. And now I can cancel out the kilograms, and I'm left with grams, which is what I want anyways at the end. So now I can take my calculator. I can go 155 times 1 times 1,000. That's 155,000. And I'm going to divide that by 2.2 times 1. So I'm going to divide the whole thing by 2.2. And I get, 70,454 grams. It's a lot of grams. But remember, there's 1,000 of them in there, so it's about 60 or 70 kilograms. So it makes about sense. All right. The next one, how many seconds are in 29 hours? We're given hours. We want seconds. we know that in 1 hour there are 60 minutes, and in 1 minute there are 60 seconds. Now we can add this to our problem. We can go from there. So if we start with 29 hours, all right, we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. We can cancel out the hours. We're left with minutes, which isn't where we want to be at the end, but it's going to be close. So the next piece then is going to be 1 minute is going to be equal to 60 seconds. And when the minutes cancel out, we're left with seconds, which is what we want at the end anyways. So we'll take all the things on top together, 29 times 60 times 60, and divide that by 1 times 1. So we're going to get an answer of 104,400. And our unit comes right down. That is seconds. Last page. Now, these are going to be tougher because they're more than one step. They're more than two steps. They're 2 or 3 steps. All right. So we're going to start with days in this first one. And we're going to go to seconds. So we know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. We know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. We know that 1 minute, is equal to 60 seconds. So I'm going to set this one all the way up, all the way through, and then I'm going to go back and cancel. So I'm going to set this up. 31 days, 1 day, 24 hours, 1 hour, 60 minutes, 1 minute, 60 seconds. And now I can go through and I can cancel. My days cancel, my hours cancel, my minutes cancel, and I'm left with seconds, which is what I wanted in the beginning. And now I can just go in and plug all of those numbers into my calculator. 31 times 24 times 60 times 60, right? That equals 2,678,400. All right, and that, because it's divided by 1, is going to be my answer. So my answer is 2,678,400. I pulled that right on down, seconds. Next one, how many inches are in 67 meters? We're given meters, we want inches. All right, I know that in 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters, and in each 2.54 centimeters, there's 1 inch. So this one's kind of one like we did earlier. So 67 meters equals 1 meter over 100 centimeters over 1 meter, and 2.54 centimeters and 1 inch. We go through, we cancel. We're left with inches, which is what we want in the end anyways, and we can punch all this stuff into our calculator. So 67 times 100 times 1 is equal to 6,700 or 6,700. I'm going to divide that by 2.54 times 1, which is 2.54. And I get an answer of 2,637.8. And that's going to be in inches. All right, we got 2 more to go. How many centimeters are in 51 miles. So we're given miles to begin with. We want to go to centimeters. All right, our conversion factors, 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, and 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Those are the ones we're going to need to use. So I'm going to set up my problem. 51 miles, 1 mile on the bottom, 1.61 kilometers up top. It's a really ugly 1.61, but we know that 1 kilometer is also equal to 1,000 meters. And then that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. You can go through and then cancel like terms. The miles cancel out, the kilometers cancel out, and the meters cancel out. I'm left with centimeters, which is what I want in the end anyways. So now I can go in and punch this into my calculator. 51 times 1.61 times 1,000 times 100. And because everything's on the bottom is a 1, I'd just be dividing by 1, which is going to be my same answer. I get 8,211,000 centimeters in 51 miles. So that's a really big distance, and that's in centimeters. So makes a lot of sense. The last one is how many inches are given or in 7.5 kilometers, and we're given kilometers to start. We want inches in the end. We know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters. We know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And we know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So we'll set this one up. 7.5 kilometers, 1 kilometer in the bottom, and 1,000 meters up top. Oops. And then we'll do 1 meter in the bottom, 100 centimeters in the top, and 2.54 centimeters and 1 inch in the top. If we go through and cancel, kilometers cancel, meters cancel, centimeters cancel, and we're left with inches, which is what we wanted from the beginning. All right, punch this into our calculator. 7.5 times 1,000 times 100. And we'll take that and divide it by 2.54 times 1 times 1, which is 2.54. So this number right here divided by 2.54. And that gives us an answer of 295,275.6. 295,275.6 inches. Okay, everybody, I hope you found this helpful to get through this this worksheet. And remember, we're going to be using this a lot as we go. All right, have a great day, everybody.